1 goal and 4 assists in 30 Premier League appearances. That's Gabriel Martinelli's entire season for a team that just won the league. Arsenal are Premier League champions, and they did it with nothing coming out from the left, because he started only 11 times out of 30 appearances. A player that was supposed to become their next superstar benched more often than not. I think it's time that Arsenal admit it. Martinelli isn't that player, and he might never become him. So here's what I actually want to talk about. Not who replaces him, but a player that could genuinely turn Arsenal from champions into a dynasty. Because there is a name circling Real Madrid right now, and I don't think enough Arsenal fans have seriously considered him, because there is a relationship that's falling apart. There is a contract that's about to become the most expensive standoff in world football, and I genuinely think that Arsenal have a shot at him. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll find out why this isn't just a signing. This is the real difference between winning a title and building something that lasts. Before talking about Vinicius Jr as the new signing, let me explain why I think Martinelli's time is up. Because I think he has a lot of fans in him, especially in the Arsenal fan base, that still think he might become the player he was supposed to become. But I don't necessarily agree, because again, last season he showed what he had shown us in the last 6 previous seasons. So 1 goal and 4 assists in 30 Premier League appearances. That's just 0.08 goals per 90. I think you can all admit that in especially a title winning team, that's really a horrible stat. He only even started 11 out of the 30 Premier League appearances that he's made. That's to tell you also that I think Arteta has understood it. He lost his starting place, and it's sad, because I think Martinelli is close to what ideally Arteta wants in a winger. So I think that's also the reason why Martinelli has stayed for longer than that, because again, I think Martinelli, other than the end product, what he brings onto the pitch, I think it's what Arteta wants from his wingers. Again, even there is also a glimpse of hope when, for example, in the Champions League, he really scores often in the Champions League. He has 10 Champions League goals in about 32 appearances. He is a player that is capable to shine in the important games, but he can do it consistently on a long season, and I think that's what Arsenal need to fix if they want to build a dynasty. I think what I just explained for Martinelli for that left wing role is not a secret. Arsenal wants a left wing. That's what I've heard from Fabrizio Romano. That's what we have heard from the media. A left wing is the priority for Arsenal. They know that they have to get someone better in that role, but they've just Trossard, who was actually even a better finisher in the team, who was maybe the best finisher in that front three. So they'll need someone who will really replace, again, Martinelli's qualities and Trossard end product, because Arteta wants a player who wins 1v1 constantly, a player who will unlock defenses by isolating the fullbacks alone. He wants a genuine threat in behind, because again, he has ball playing players in Odegaard, a player like Declan Rice. He wants someone who will be vertical, who will stretch the last line and opens space. He wants someone also who is hardworking. I think that's non-negotiable. He wants someone who presses, who tracks back, someone who recovers that sort of 4-4-2 defensive shape. He wants someone also who is intelligent, someone who knows when to stay wide, someone who knows when to drift into the half space, someone who attacks the back post, and someone, I think, who has real end product. I think that's why they viewed Morgan Rogers as the ideal candidate. But I'd argue that Morgan Rogers is more of a number 10. He's not really a left winger, so maybe missing out on Morgan Rogers is a blessing in disguise. And I think Arsenal are arriving at the term of their project where they have to go and get the best players in the world, the most confirmed players. Yes, I've seen that they're highly interested, and I think they might actually buy him, because I doubt of Barcelona's financial capacities to sign Julian Alvarez at again a number 9. If you have the opportunity, yes, to sign him, but I don't think that's the priority. I think Arsenal should put all their money on Vinicius Jr, because again, on 1v1 with end product, I don't think there is even close. I don't think there is a better player than Vinicius Jr in terms of isolation wingers in 1v1 situation. I think his even numbers just prove it. Last season it wasn't his best season, and still he put up a season of 23 goals and 11 assists. His verticality and runs in behind is what exactly Arteta wants from his wingers. Imagine this, just imagine this tactical nightmare for defenders facing Arsenal. If defenders overload Saka's flank, then Vinicius Jr gets 1v1 situation. If they do the same for Vinicius Jr side, Saka then gets 1v1 situation. Something often that Saka hasn't had really the opportunity to do, because again, all the defenders overrode the right wing because they know that on the left wing there is no much danger, and that's why also Saka's has been sort of poor in the recent games he's played, because again, every defender knows that the right side is the most dangerous. But with a player like Vinicius Jr, teams can't defend. You can't defend 90 minutes like that. The only issue tactically with Vinicius Jr, I think it's the defensive demands and the positional discipline that Arteta wants from his players, because again, in Madrid he's used to having freedom. In either Madrid side or even Carlo Ancelotti with Brazil, it's all about freedom. But Arteta typically wants control. He wants control on everything that happens on the pitch, because Arteta likes players who execute his system. But argue also the real best managers also sometimes just love players who can ignore the system for 5 seconds and just win you the match anyway. Think about how often Arsenal dominate possession and still struggle to break down defenses. A player like Vinicius can turn a harmless touchline reception into a cutback or a shot in 2 or 3 touches. There aren't many players in the world who can do that consistently, and I think that's also where Arteta shows us that he's a world-class manager, because he can't stay as a control freak. You have to let your players have freedom, especially on a left side where you have your left back as Piero. He can be someone who's so defensively minded, someone who's so great defensively. You can allow your left wing to have more freedom, and I think that's how Arsenal can become even more dangerous and can unlock that attack, because they've missed a genuine superstar in that attack. Now that we've talked about the tactical adaptability and that he can function in what Arteta wants in a winger, then people will tell me, yeah, but this isn't about a football problem, it's a financial one. But here's the logic. Real Madrid can risk of losing him for free in the next year because he hasn't extended his contract. And I agree, yeah, Vinicius Jr, it will cost a hefty fee, and the chances of him leaving Real Madrid are low because he wants a contract at I think 30 million per year, which is the same salary as Kylian Mbappe, and the transfer fee that Real Madrid would ask would be huge this summer. But still, I'm really convinced that Arsenal have the funds, because they were prepared to spend around 100 million on a player like Morgan Rogers, who was their actual #1 target for this summer. And I'm convinced that if they can present a project to Vinicius Jr and tell him that he can be their superstar signing, they can build a team around him, I'm convinced that Vinicius Jr would think twice, and I'm convinced that Real Madrid also would prefer having 100 million than losing him for free in 2027, because again, his contract negotiation haven't advanced and there is genuine chances that he leaves, because if he doesn't extend, then who also buys him? Because I feel that right now on Vinicius Jr there isn't a lot of competition. PSG have their left wing in Kvaratskhelia and he's never leaving. Bayern Munich have Luis Diaz, and I don't see them spending that much money, giving that big salary. So which other club? It's only in the Premier League. I had linked him to Chelsea because I felt that Chelsea need that sort of left wing also, but they've just signed Morgan Rogers. They're switching to a back five potentially and playing just inside 10s, which Vinicius Jr doesn't fit in that system. Liverpool have Rio Ngumoha on that tour, and I don't think that they will sign another superstar marquee signing when they've signed Isaac, Wirtz, Ekitike. So really, Arsenal have a real shot at him, and I think that also Real Madrid would prefer to sell, because again, they're obsessed by Michael Olise. Florentino Perez wants absolutely Michael Olise, and I'm convinced that Real Madrid don't have 200 million to spend on Michael Olise. But if Arsenal pays 100 million for Vinicius Jr and they lose Vinicius Jr, then it funds the Olise move, which I think again Madrid would say. I really think Arsenal have a genuine shot at him. Let me know in the comments, am I the only one who thinks actually Vinicius Jr is a better fit at Arsenal than Julian Alvarez? Julian Alvarez still have a long contract left. Atletico don't want to sell, rather than Vinicius Jr. Yes, he wants a big salary, but his contract is running up next summer. Real Madrid would potentially listen. They are obsessed with Michael Olise. I really think this is a transfer that can happen. But let me know in the comments. Arsenal fans, would you be happy with this left wing solution? Would you be happy by this player, or do you want more of a project player like Barcola, who you can develop maybe and become as good as Vinicius Jr. I want to know your thoughts in the comments, and let me know which club I should talk about next in the Premier League. And again, if you follow this channel, if you watch the videos, again, thank you. Don't know how much it means for me. And if you watch these videos and you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subs by the end of the month. And if you enjoyed this video, make me know it by liking. Again, subscribe, big more football content, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.